All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Look, I know a lot of you are incredibly frustrated. You've probably seen that there are, over 10 million Python tutorials on the internet right now. You watch them, you type along, you put in the hours, and yet you're left just kind of drowning in a sea of syntax without actually landing a job. If you really want to know how to learn AI faster, you need a totally different approach. Consider this explainer your absolute fast-track solution to finally break out of endless reading and get straight into building.
It's a completely valid question, right? You've been at it for months and still no job. The reason is rooted in what we call the tutorial trap. Most of these tutorials teach you Python. They teach you the rules of the language. But they completely fail to bridge the massive gap between just knowing some code and actually building the AI tools that employers desperately need. Memorizing syntax is not the same as solving a real business problem. And bridging that gap, that's exactly what we're going to do today.
$185,000. Yeah, let that sink in. That is the verified median global salary for AI engineers right now. It's a staggering number, and it represents a massive financial opportunity for anyone who can prove they actually know how to build in this space.
And the demand? It's up 143%. That is the explosive year-over-year job growth for AI engineering roles. It's literally the #1 fastest-growing job title in the world for 2026. The market isn't just mildly interested, it is absolutely desperate for these exact skills.
And for the ceiling, total compensation for top-tier senior roles at companies like OpenAI and Scale AI is exceeding $500,000. That's $500,000. And you know what? Every single one of those highly paid engineers uses Python. It's not just a language you can use for AI, it is the language. So how exactly do we get you there? Well, we're going to follow a highly structured roadmap today. First, accessing the ecosystem. Then, mastering the minimal skill set. Third, building 3 must-have portfolio projects. Fourth, converting those skills into income. And finally, wrapping it all up in a strict 90-day action plan.
All right, phase 1, accessing the ecosystem, and why Python is the undisputed king here.
You often hear people say Python is great just because it's beginner-friendly, and sure it is, but the real reason 80% of AI developers use it is because it unlocks this unmatched, battle-tested toolchain. PyTorch is powering AI research over at Google and Meta. TensorFlow is handling massive production AI. LangChain? That's the absolute gold standard for building LLM applications right now. You've got Pandas and NumPy for crunching your data, FastAPI for spinning up AI APIs in minutes, and Streamlit, which is a total game changer for deploying AI web apps with basically zero traditional web dev experience. Plus, when you call OpenAI or Google Gemini APIs, those official libraries, they are Python first.
Moving to step 2, the minimal skill set. This is all about gaining serious speed through extreme focus. Listen, if you want to learn AI faster, the single biggest mistake you can make is learning way too broadly. You absolutely do not need to master every feature of the language before touching AI. A general developer spends months slowly learning web scraping, game dev, desktop apps. It's a grind. But an AI developer, they are fast and focused. They stick to the minimal effective building blocks, variables, JSON, APIs, and data handling with pandas. That's it. So here's your hyper-focused 5 to 6 week foundation. Week 1 is just your basic variables and types. Easy. Weeks 2 and 3 are functions and control flow. And then you hit the most critical practical skill that generic tutorials almost always bury: working with files, APIs, and JSON. Almost every single AI tool involves calling an external API and handling a JSON response. Add a little bit of basic object-oriented programming to understand the code you're reading. And 1 week of Pandas for data handling. Boom. That's your foundation. Deliberate daily practice for just 5 to 6 weeks. Okay, phase 3, the 3 must-build projects. This is the portfolio that actually gets you hired. Because here's the reality for 2026. Companies are not hiring based on completion certificates from online courses. They want to see working AI tools that solve real business problems. So Project 1 is your AI document Q&A tool. This lets a user upload a PDF, maybe a massive legal contract or a technical manual, and just ask questions about it in plain English. You'll build this using a retrieval augmented generation, or RAG pipeline. This is universally valuable because literally every company has documents that employees waste hours searching through. When an interviewer sees this, they don't see a student project. They see a solution to a problem they are dealing with today.
Next up, Project 2, the AI Data Analyst. Imagine a user uploads a spreadsheet like quarterly sales figures and just types a question. Your tool uses Python to crunch the data and an LLM to explain the findings, even instantly generating visual charts with Plotly. This is huge. It teaches you how to combine Python data manipulation with LLM reasoning. You are literally building a tool that solves an expensive organizational bottleneck, letting non-technical managers essentially chat directly with their data.
And then we reach the crown jewel, Project 3, the AI Automation Agent. This is the most advanced, highest impact project on your list. You're going to build an autonomous agent that takes a high-level task, like researching a list of competitors, breaks it down into steps, searches the web, processes the data, and delivers a final report with zero human intervention. Agentic AI is where the entire industry is pouring its money right now. Building this proves you aren't just learning yesterday's tech, you're building the next wave of AI products. All right, phase 4, converting those new skills into actual income across 3 distinct career paths.
So, how do we turn these projects into a paycheck? Well, there's a massive advantage to the traditional employment route in AI today. 76% of AI positions globally offer remote options. That is a total game changer. It means you aren't restricted by whatever is available in your local job market. You can access US-adjacent global salaries from virtually anywhere in the world as long as you've got Wi-Fi.
Let's break down the concrete global salary numbers. As a junior AI developer, you're looking at 60 to 130K. And here's the key insight. Those 3 strong portfolio projects we just talked about, they can actually outcompete candidates who have 2+ years of traditional dev experience, but no AI portfolio. If you bump up to mid-level AI engineer, the median hits 185K. Or maybe you want to freelance? Charging $50 to $300 an hour for custom local business tools can net you 200K or more annually. Or you could take the solo AI SaaS route, building hyper-specific tools like medical note-taking apps, where developers are pulling in 5K to 50K in monthly recurring revenue without a single dime of venture capital.
Which brings us to our final phase, phase 5, the 90-day action plan. This is your exact chronological blueprint. We aren't just giving you generic advice here. This is a definitive timeline to execute this fast-tracked strategy. Weeks 1 through 5, you completely master that focused Python foundation with daily practice. Weeks 6 through 9, you build and deploy that AI document Q&A tool, record a demo, and get it on GitHub. Weeks 10 through 18, you build the data analyst and the automation agent. And crucially, during this final stretch, you've got to share your demo videos on LinkedIn and start pitching to clients or applying for those remote jobs. Build, document, and share publicly. It literally acts as a silent job application that runs 24/7.
Now, if you're sitting there wondering, man, am I too late to this party? Consider this. The global developer shortage right now is estimated at a massive 4 million professionals. And the Bureau of Labor Statistics is projecting even more massive ongoing growth. The market is absolutely not saturated. It is the exact opposite. Every single one of those missing developers is a direct opportunity for you right now.
I want to leave you with a really powerful reminder straight from the source material. It says, you do not learn Python to know Python. You learn Python to build things. The tools are free in 2026. The APIs are incredibly accessible. The deployment platforms are free. Literally, the only barrier left is your own consistent daily effort to actually build something instead of just passively reading about it. So the fast track to learning AI faster is laid out perfectly in front of you. My final question to you is this. Which of those 3 projects are you starting with today? Close out of the tutorial loops, take that first step, and start building. See you in the next explainer.